Welcome students. This is chapter number 2 of grade 10 science, acid, bases and salts. In this chapter we will do a basic introduction of what is acid, what is base and what is salt, properties of acid. We will discuss about the properties of bases, what type of indicators are used to check whether a given substance is acidic or basic, that we will do in this chapter. Then the properties of the indicators, how these acids and bases react with metals, react with carbonates, react with metal hydrogen carbonates, how these acids react with one another, that is how acids and bases react with each other, how it reacts with metallic oxides, non-metallic oxides. So these are the some of the topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. So let me start with what is acid and what is a base. We know that many of the substances that we are using, or many of the solutions, when we touch it or when we taste it as sour and bitter. Okay, the sour and bitter taste of food are due to the acids and bases that are present in them. Acids are generally sour in taste. Sour matlab khatta, and change the color of the blue litmus paper to red. Now, what is a blue litmus paper? Blue litmus paper is a kind of paper which is used to check whether the substance is acidic or basic. Now, this litmus paper. Okay, this litmus paper is made up of a purple dye which is extracted from lichens. Lichens belongs to the Thallophyta division and it is used as a common indicator. Okay, so acids are sour in taste and they change the color of blue litmus paper to red. Other natural indicators, materials like red cabbage leaves, turmeric, colored petals of some flowers such as hydrangeas, that you can look in this paragraph. Hydrangeas, petunia, geranium, all are the natural indicators which helps to indicate or which helps to detect the presence of acid and bases, or if a solution is acidic or basic. Now let's come to the properties of acid and bases. Properties of acids are, the term acid is derived from a Latin word that is acidus, ACIDUS, which means sour. Acids have sour in taste, we already discussed. It turns blue litmus paper solution red. Other than that, one more property of acid is that they release or give hydrogen ions in the aqueous solution. What is an aqueous solution? When in a solution you take a solvent, water as a solvent, you get a aqueous solution. So whenever you dissolve anything in a water, when a solvent is used in the form of water, when you dissolve it and when hydrogen ion is released, it means a particular substance is acidic in nature. There are different types of acids, okay, depending on their hydrogen ion concentrations. It is termed as strong acid and weak acids also, that we will discuss later on. Concentrated acids are there, diluted acids are also there. Some of the examples of acids are hydrochloric acid, HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, nitric acid, HNO3, acetic acid, CH3COOH, oxalic acid, lactic acid. All these are different forms of acids. Now next we have properties of bases. Bases are the substances which are bitter in taste, मतलब कड़वा होता है एकदम, and soapy in touch. Okay, our soap also, that is also basic in nature. उसमें भी जो substances use किए हैं, it is basic in nature. Now acids releases hydrogen ions, same way the bases release OH ions. The OH ions are known as hydroxyl ions. Same way as acids, bases are also classified as strong base, weak base, alkalis, etc. And these bases turn red litmus paper solution in blue. Okay, they turn the red litmus paper to blue color. Now, next is the types of indicators. Before understanding the chemical properties, let's see what are the indicators that we already discussed. Indicators are the substances which help or which change their color or smell. Yes, color and smell also in different types of substances, and that substances can be acidic or bases. The different types of three types of indicators are there: natural indicators, synthetic indicators, and olfactory indicators. Natural indicators are generally extracted from the natural plants like flowers, red cabbage, hydrangea plant, turmeric. Yes, at our houses we have haldi, na haldi. Haldi is also a natural indicator. With the help of haldi also we can see if a particular substance or a solution is acidic or basic. So one of the best natural indicator is turmeric. Synthetic indicators are the indicators which are chemically obtained. For examples, methyl orange, phenolphthalein are the synthetic indicators. And the olfactory indicators are the substances which have different order in acid and bases. ठीक है, ऑल्फैक्ट्री इंडिकेटर्स ऐसे इंडिकेटर्स होते हैं जो एसिड में डालेंगे और बेस में डालेंगे तो उनके स्मेल में चेंजेस होगा. सो ऑन द बेस ऑफ दैट स्मेल वी कैन से दैट इफ द पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस और सॉल्यूशन इज एसिडिक और बेसिक. नाउ we have an activity for checking this acidic nature and basic nature, that is table 2.1. In this table 2.1, several samples have been taken. The list of the samples is mentioned in the first point in activity 2.1. Some of the samples are hydrochloric acid HCl, sulfuric acid H2SO4, nitric acid HNO3, and etc. You have to take a red litmus paper solution. You have to take a blue litmus solution. You need a phenolphthalein indicator, that is phenolphthalein solution that is transparent in color, and methyl orange solution. Okay, now we have to put all these indicators in the substances or the solutions and acids or bases that is mentioned above. Then we have to check how can you indicate, how does it changes its color. Now suppose when you dip a red litmus solution or a red litmus paper in an acidic solution, there will be no change in color. Okay, the blue litmus paper, when you dip it in acid, that is hydrochloric acid, the color of blue litmus paper will change to red. When you put phenolphthalein indicator in hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, the phenolphthalein indicator, the color of the solution will be colorless. Now if you are putting the methyl indicator, the color of the solution, that is HCl, will turn into pink. Okay, so when you observe, first of all, only when you see that the substance, you don't know if it is HCl or what is it. Okay, you have to check whether it is acidic or basic. Okay, so then if you are putting blue litmus solution in that, you will come to know that if the color of the litmus paper changes red, that means the substance is acidic in nature. So generally for all the acidic substances, the red litmus paper will have no effect. The blue litmus paper will change to red. The phenolphthalein indicator, when you are putting a drop of phenolphthalein indicator in the solution of any of the acids, the color of the solution will be colorless. And when you are putting methyl indicator in the sample solution, the color of the sample solution will change into pink. Now in case of a basic solution, the red litmus paper will change to blue, and there will be no change in the color of a blue litmus paper. When you put a drop of phenolphthalein indicator in a basic solution, the color of the solution will turn pink. when you put a drop of methyl indicator in a basic solution, the color of the solution will turn yellow. Okay, so in presence of phenolphthalein indicator and in presence of methyl indicator, the basic solution will indicate its basicity with the help of change in color. Now for another activity is based on the olfactory indicator. You have to cut pieces of onions. Okay, you have to chilka nikalna, then you have to peel the outer covering, then you have to cut it into small pieces, and you have to put 2 to 3 pieces of cotton clothes inside it for overnight and keep it in the freezer. After removing it from the freezer, you have to take two kinds of solutions. That is, you have to clean the surface, clean the cloth with the help putting it on. You have to put a drop of first smell that cloth. The smell of the cloth will indicate the presence of onion. You know, there is some different smell in the onion peel, and whenever you eat onions also, you can feel that smell. So the clothes will also have that smell of onions. So you have to put a drop of HCl and you have to put a drop of sodium hydroxide. HCl is acidic and sodium hydroxide is basic. Now what happens in case of, then you have to wash the clothes. First you have to dip it in NaOH and dip it another cloth in HCl. Wash both the clothes. Now after washing both the clothes, you will observe that here this onion is used as an olfactory indicator. Okay, the smell of the onion will not be removed in case of acid. The smell of the onion from the cloth will be removed when you're using a basic solution. Same way, when you wash your hands when you're using onions, your hands will also have the smell of onion. And when you wash it with the soap is basic in nature. When you wash it with soap or detergent, the smell will be removed. That means it is an olfactory. The base is also behaving here as an olfactory indicators. So olfactory indicators are used to detect the whether the substance is acidic or basic on basis of its smell. Now let us see how these acids and bases react with metals. When this acid and bases are treated with metals or combined with metals, what is the reaction? Acid reacts with metal to form metal salt and releases hydrogen gas. Okay, to explain this activity, this product that you are getting, when you are mixing acid with a metal, you will get salt and hydrogen gas. To justify this equation or justify this statement, we have an activity. In this activity, you have to take a test tube which is blocked, it is closed with a cork, and inside that cork you have a delivery tube. The delivery tube is attached to a beaker that is filled with soap solution. The test tube is attached to the holder. Inside the test tube you have to put some drops of sulfuric acid and zinc granules. Zinc is a metal here. Okay, so we are doing an activity to show the reaction between an acid and a metal. So here the acid is HCl and the metal that you are using is the zinc granules. Now when both of them react, you can see that in that soap solution you will get bubbles, and when you bring a burning candle or a burning stick near this bubble, you can hear the pop sound. Okay, in chapter number 1 also I explained you that to check the presence of hydrogen, if you hear a pop sound, that means the gas released is hydrogen gas. So same technique that also we are using here also. So in short, acid and metal react with one another to form salt and hydrogen gas. Now what will be the reaction that is taking place over here? Dilute sulfuric acid, that is HCl plus Zn, will give ZnCl2 plus H2. That is the reaction that is taking place over here. Now same way, the metals reacts with bases also to form hydrogen gas or to release hydrogen gas. So here we are taking an base as NaOH. You can see the equation. NaOH plus Zn reacts and gives Na2ZnO2. This chemical formula is very important. Na2ZnO2 is sodium zincate and you will get hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas released, it can be asked for 1 marks question, that how do you test the release of hydrogen gas. So release of hydrogen gas will make you hear a pop sound when you bring a burning candle near the gas bubbles. Next is reaction of acids with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Okay, acids reacts with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate to form salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates react with acid to form salt, carbon dioxide and water. Here we are again doing an experiment, same experiment we have done, but instead of the delivery tube connected to a soap solution, we have connected the delivery tube to a test tube filled with calcium hydroxide solution to check the presence of CO2. Carbon dioxide gas is present inside the test tube and dilute HCl is also present inside the test tube. Now after the reaction, you will get in test tube A, you have to take 2 test tubes. Okay, in test tube A is the first test tube in which you are having sodium carbonate, dilute HCl and carbon dioxide gas is released after the reaction. Test tube A, Na2CO3. Na2CO3 is sodium carbonate plus 2 HCl gives 2 NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. In test tube B, you have NaHCO3, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Test tube A, you are taking sodium carbonate. Test tube B, we have taken sodium hydrogen carbonate plus HCl will react and form NaCl, H2O and CO2. The same products we are getting in both the test tubes, but its molecules are different. Now on passing carbon dioxide gas in this test tube, whatever you are collecting in that test tube, if you will pass carbon dioxide gas, you will get calcium carbonate and water. That is calcium hydroxide that you are getting. In the test tube you have taken calcium hydroxide, you will get calcium hydroxide. Okay, when you pass calcium hydroxide with carbon dioxide gas, you will get calcium carbonate and water. This calcium carbonate that you will get will be in the form of white precipitate. This calcium hydroxide is also known as lime water. Now on passing excess of carbon dioxide in the calcium carbonate, if you are passing more amount of carbon dioxide gas, you will get soluble substance in water. It is calcium hydrogen carbonate, CaHCO3. This limestone, chalk, marble are different forms of calcium carbonate. All metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates react with acids to give a corresponding salt. That is, here we are getting NaCl as a salt, carbon dioxide and water. So general equation will be metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. When reacts with acid, you will get salt, carbon dioxide and water.